Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do something a little different. I'm not going to be up moving around. I do have some stuff to show you here, and so we'll just jump right into it. Welcome. If you haven't been here before, I appreciate you stopping by. I would really appreciate a subscribe, maybe a like, notifications. I don't know, but a subscribe would be nice. YouTube is playing their games again and slowing down people's ability to be able to see, or inhibiting their ability to be able to see my channel even if they are subscribed. So do what you feel is appropriate, but either way, I appreciate you stopping by. So today we're going to talk EDC, and not necessarily the gun and knife portion of it, because that seems like there's two camps on EDC. One camp to my left, your right, would be your gun, your knife, your wallet, because it's a cool guy wallet, and whatever else you got in your pockets. The other side would be almost everybody else that doesn't carry those things or doesn't talk about those things, and they talk about like their pouches and stuff like that. And I've kind of drawn a line and said, okay, what's relevant for me? By doing that, I also realized that as I kind of dove into this and started to try to figure out who was telling me what they really liked as opposed to who was telling me what their sponsors like, I kind of started to figure most of these channels and most of these people, and I usually don't cuss my videos, but they're full of shit. And they carry stuff that it's just stupid. You know, and I don't want to be that guy that says, hey, you should carry this, but it's stupid. And so I've put together something, and this wasn't like oh, I'm going to throw this together real quick because somebody sent this to me, and I'm going to tell my viewers to buy all this stuff. No. None of that. I bought everything in here. In the future, if somebody does give me something to test, you're going to get an honest review, and if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you it's a piece of crap, and that I would or would not carry it. I'm going to stay true to that. If that costs me, it has cost me a few sponsorships, fine. A few companies come forward and said, hey, we need a positive review, and we'll give you 3 or 4 of the product to give away, a couple to keep or sell or whatever you want. No, that's not how you should be doing business. I am not a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL, former Special Operations, nothing like that. And I know it gets confusing on YouTube because everybody and their brother is a former Navy SEAL EDC kit, former Special Operations Navy EDC kit. That's not me. I don't need a brand like that to sell. I'm glad that they're doing well. No ding on them. Thank you for your service, all that kind of good stuff. But just because somebody was something, like I was a soldier for 20 years. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff. But that doesn't mean I know how to EDC the best. That doesn't mean I know how to conceal carry the best. Like, we wore pistols on our belt. I wore an M4. Sometimes an M16A1 or A2, A4. You know, things like that. I carried an AK for a while. I carried a HKU MP45 for a short while. MP5 for a short while. That doesn't make me an expert on it just because I can shoot it well. But I digress. So back to EDC and the world of crap that involves everybody that's going to lie to you. Like the thing that really got me kind of keyed off on that, this guy pulled out a little pouch similar to this, and I'll start with that in a second. He pulled out this little brass wheel and had a little space for your thumb, and you could roll it across a surface and it would measure for you. You'd have to count the rotations. And it was about this big around, a little bit bigger than a silver dollar, and it was brass. And I was like, they make really tiny tape measures. They make tape measures, like made out of like a fabric tape type stuff that don't weigh anything. And here we are, you know, hawking a brass piece to make your EDC even more heavy. And I watched a 15-minute video on this all the way to the very end for him to say, oh, this kit's too heavy, I'm not going to carry it. Then why the crap were you sitting there talking to us for about 15 minutes? So, back to what I'm doing here. I'm going to zip this up so something doesn't fall out because I didn't put everything back in correctly yet. And I'm still trying to make sure everything fits right. But anyway, this is a Maxpedition Mini Pocket Organizer. It's not terribly big, and I believe I set my phone down, so I'm going to grab my phone so I can tell you the dimensions on this because it's relatively small. Truth be told, and to be completely upfront, I wish I would have gotten the one size bigger. This one is dimensions. Here we go. Main compartment, 4 inches long, 1 inch wide, which I think is deep, and 6 inches high. So it's about right. I have a 6-inch wrench in here. Fits okay. It's kind of tight, but it's not bad. Before I move on to the other one, these are listed at $25.99 a piece. However, on Maxpedition, all these mini organizers are buy one, get one free. They're not a sponsor. It's just telling you the fact. All right. So if I would have gone one size larger, that would have got me something with an inside dimension of 5 inches wide, so 1 inch wider, and 1 inch taller at 7 inches, still 1 inch deep. I really kind of wish I would have done that, but that's okay. So truth be told, 25, or I'm sorry, was it 25? See, I have a bad memory. Sorry about that. $25.99. After the buy one get one, and after shipping and taxes, I was into this for 40 bucks for 2 of them. I'm not upset about that. And so basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll B-roll and go over and narrate over all that good stuff. But I really like this pouch so far. This is not going to be something that I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm going to EDC this. It's not going to happen. This is going to go in my car. All right? This isn't something I need on my person at all times. Plus, I also carry a Vertex tactical fanny pack that goes across my chest. I got a lot of stuff in there that I like to carry, and that'll let me sustain myself until I can get to something like this or to a bigger kit that's in my vehicle. But so far I do like this thing. I like the handle. I like the stitching on this thing. It's got Molly on the back, all that good stuff. But I'll go over all the details as we go forward in the video and let you see what this is made of. Plus you get to put your cool guy patch on here. Come on. Like, that's awesome. So with that, we'll roll straight into the rest of the video and with the rest of the details on this bad boy, and we'll see you at the end. Here we go with the Maxpedition Mini Pocket Organizer. 4 inches wide, 6 inches tall, 1 inch deep. You know, it's standard fanfare for Maxpedition products. It's really good material. Everything's stitched super well. It feels rugged. As you can see, 550 cord up on the zipper pulls. They are YKK zippers, you'll see later. Velcro out on the front. It's got a Velcro closure underneath the Maxpedition label there on that pocket. And so we're going to flip it over to the back side. Take a look at the molly webbing on the back. As you can see, that stitching is pretty nice there on that drag handle as well. I hate to even call that a drag handle. I'm not dragging it anywhere, but at least I have an option putting another pouch on the back of it if I need to. Close up of the stitching and the 550 cord pull tabs. So contents, or excuse me, interior, pretty standard stuff for an EDC type bag. Again, stitching on the inside is good. It's got a big pouch on each side that's the full length. It's got a double finger wide elastic pouch on the left side with, on top of each one of those, has 2 smaller elastic pouches. On the right side, that elastic strap is the entire width. And again, with the big full thing, it's got a tab there. Not sure what it's for. A key lanyard on the left side that I may not end up using because it's plastic. 3 elastic pieces there. Pretty standard fare. It's pretty good. You can see the, I think that's called a gusset when it allows it to expand a little bit where the zippers go. And if your screen's big enough, you'll see that that's a YKK. I wear a size large glove for reference, but again, the outside of the bag. Pretty good overall. I like it. This is the gray color, by the way, if you can't tell. So I started with a Coast brand flashlight. I got it at Walmart. It was $9. I'm not trying to make this a $300 bag. It's got a 140 lumen light and a 100 lumen light. 140 lasts for 2 hours. 100 lumen lasts for 4 hours. Takes 1 AAA. We'll see how it goes. First time I've ever bought it, so we'll see how the durability is. Second product I put in here is a lighter. You know, I literally always find a use for a lighter. I always find a use for duct tape, so I wrapped duct tape around it. This is pretty standard fare for anybody that travels, goes outdoors, things like that. This should be standard for you. Next thing we'll talk about is a wrench. I really wanted a wrench of some sort, and my gamble was, you know, do I choose the heavier multi-tool, or do I find a tool that's more usable but more single use? Multi-tool obviously has a bunch of different tools in there, but I really don't find that I use those. And so I found this 6-inch crescent wrench at Walmart. and away goes the multi-tool. That barely fits in the bag, but at least I'll have a precise fit if I do need that wrench in a pinch. I rhymed. All right, so this is my favorite product so far. This is a box cutter, razor blade holder, whatever from Walmart. It's the Heart brand. It's all metal except for the little blue pieces that you see. I really like this. It's got a little ruler on it. Cool. Bottle openers you see right there. That's what that little tab is. The small blue button is to replace the razor blade. The big blue button pushes it out. I'll show you that blade in a second. Retracts, all that good stuff. It feels well built. I mean, it was $8 for 2 of them. And then, so we're going to zoom in on this blade. That is a serrated razor blade. And I'll tell you what, so far, it's been nice. I've cut some zip ties, and if you don't catch a zip tie right with the razor blade, it takes just a little bit more force. That takes no force. It's got a nice pocket clip. Like, I really like these things. I'm going to buy another set of these to put throughout the house. I'm going to put one of my Vertex chest pack that I wear. But the cool thing is, you see I'm putting some bits out. On the upper left of the tool, you'll see a hex opening there. I can use that hex opening with those bits as a screwdriver. Pretty cool. Zip ties. Never leave home without them. I've got them in my car, both my cars. I've got them in outdoor gear. I've got them everywhere. These are just your standard. I think they're 8-inch, 6-inch, something like that. I don't need massive ones, but everybody should have some zip ties just in case. Pen and paper. If you've been in the military, you're like, bro, you stole that pen. You're dang right I did. That is a Skillcraft government issue pen. No big deal. I kept one box when I got out. But pen and paper, you never know when you need to take a note or leave a note. So always be prepared to do so. And here we go. I put everything back in. It's not exactly where everything's going to go. I'm still kind of fussing with it, where everything's going to fit precisely and all that good stuff, because it's kind of a pain to figure it out, like when it closes and all that, like where is the best place for each piece. But everything is secure. As you can see, I put more razor blades in there. I have a couple of the serrated. I have a couple more of the standard. But everything fits in there really nice, and I still have a ton of room in that thing. As long as I put that wrench in the best place possible, or the best position possible, this thing closes pretty easily, and I'm very happy with this overall. Again, I do wish I would have gotten the bigger one, but I'm going to deal with this and move forward. And I'm waiting to give you an update, but until then, stay tactical.